Snell's law, n1 sin I equal to n2 sin R. This is the relation between the refractive indexes of two mediums n1, n2 and angle of incidence I and angle of refraction R. Let us see how we can derive this. Here ACB is a light ray. This light ray travels from one medium to another medium. This is the boundary between the two mediums. When light ray travels one medium to another medium, it bends towards the normal or away from the normal. Here this light ray incident at point C. This C is called the point of incidence and this is the normal run at point C. When this light ray enters into the another medium, this light ray bends towards the normal or away from the normal. This bending is called the refraction. The angle between the incident ray and the normal is called the angle of incidence, and the angle between the refracted ray and the normal is called the angle of refraction. Here n1 is the refractive index of the medium 1 and n2 is the refractive index of medium 2. Then the relation between n1, n2, I and R is given by the Snell's law, that is n1 sin I equal to n2 sin R. Let us derive this. When light ray travels from a rarer medium to the denser medium, the light ray travels faster in the rarer medium and it travels slower in the denser medium. Let us apply this same situation to the real-time example. That is, this is the land and this is the water. These are two mediums. Let us assume that here at point B, a girl is falling out of the boat and she is screaming for the help. This accident is seen by the person A. He wants to save this girl and he has to reach this point B as early as possible. For that, he is searching for the shortest distance through which he can reach this point very faster. There are so many paths to move from A to B. On the shoreline, let us consider 7 points. Out of these points, a person has to search the shortest path through which he can move this point, reach this point as early as possible. For that, let us draw a graph. Now let us take times taken to reach the point from A to B through different paths on y-axis and the distances of these points from point Y on x-axis. If you plot a graph, this is the graph we find like this. From this graph, in this graph, times taken to reach the point B from point A through different paths are taken in this y-axis and the distances of the points from Y are taken on the x-axis. From this graph, it is clear that the points C and D take same time to reach the point B from A. That is, from the graph we can find 2 points on the shoreline C and D such that the times taken to reach the point B through those two paths are same, and those 2 points are very close to each other. Let us consider such points on this shoreline. These are the 2 points on the shoreline C and D such that the times taken to reach the point B through these 2 points from A are same, and the distance between C and D are very close to each other. And let us suppose that velocity of the light in this medium is v1 and that of the second medium is v2. Then we have to examine the times taken to travel through these paths part by part. In this diagram, CA is perpendicular to the AD and DF is perpendicular to CB. Since C and D are very close to each other, the distance of C and E from A are same, AE equal to AC. Therefore, distances are same. Therefore, the times taken to travel on the same medium is same. and so time taken to move from A to E and A to C both are same. These two are equal. Next, the time taken to swim in the water from D to B and F to B. These two distances are also equal. Therefore, times taken to travel in these two paths also same. So, time taken to travel from these two distances are also equal. Now we have to compare the time taken to move from E to D on the land and the time taken to swim in the water from C to F. Those two times also same. Let us say the time taken to move from E to D is delta t and time taken to swim from E to C to F is delta t. Now let us see what is delta t when it is traveling from E to D. Distance is ED, speed is V1. Then delta t equal to ED by V1. And in the water, the time taken to CF to move from C to F is delta t. Distance is CF and speed is V2. Then delta t equal to CF by V2. Then these two values are equal. Therefore, delta t equal to ED by V1, ED by V1, that is equal to CF by V2, implies V1 by V2 equal to ED by CF. This is the result 1. Equation number, let it be equation number 1. In this diagram we have two triangles, that is, this is one triangle and this is another triangle. Let us show these two triangles in enlarged figure. Let us copy that. This is the enlarged figure of those two triangles. Here ED is the incident ray and this is the normal drawn at point D, at the point of incidence. Then the angle between these two lines is the angle of incidence, that is I. And since this is 90 degrees and this is also 90 degrees, then this angle must be 90 minus I. Then this angle equal to I. Then what is ED? ED equal to CD sin I. ED equal to CD sin A. And dB is the refracted ray and this is the normal. Then angle between these two rays is the this angle is called as the angle of refraction, that is R. And since the points C and D are very close to each other, and therefore these two angles must be equal. This is R and this is also R. And since this angle is 90 degrees, therefore this angle equal to 90 minus R. And this is perpendicular 90 degrees. Therefore this angle equal to, this is 90 minus R, then this is R. From this triangle CDF, we have CF equal to CD sin R. CF equal to CD sin R. From equation number 1, we have ED by CF equal to V1 by V2. ED by CF equal to V1 by V2. Now let us substitute these values in this equation. We have CD sin I by CD sin R equal to V1 by V2. And we know that V1 by V2 equal to N2 by N1. CD get cancelled. Then we have, therefore sin I by sin R equal to N2 by N1 implies N1 sin I equal to N2 sin R. This is the Snell's law. It is the relation between the refractive indexes of the two mediums N1 and N2, and angle of incidence and the angle of refraction. That's all.